Wake up and set us free. What happened? They're gone. No. Did they leave us? This can't be. Where are they? They left us. Where is everyone? Set us free. We can just wait. For how long? We have time. How much time? All the time in the world. All the time in the world. All the time in the world.
Well, this project had been silent for quite a while. I think 5 months to be precise, and I know lots of you have visited the Facebook page and the channel and it was all silent, so many of you may have wondered what exactly is going on. So, did we abandon the project or did we go on a long vacation or anything? Well, not really. We did a lot of things that were under the hood or were like programming things, fixing things, and other things just took a long time. But in this video we have a lot to show you guys because we did work on the game all the time. So this video will be less talking and lots of showing things. So let's get started and let's start with the bets. Besides the furniture and the drawers or the secret hatches, you can now also check the beds for diary pages or items to help you in the game or to enrich the story if you care for it. We made a few animations to push the pillows away and pull the blankets off for a bit, but for now we decided to not put the pillows back so you can keep track of which bed you have already checked. We might decide to put more animations in the model for the future, but well, that's a future thing. We just hope you guys like the extra feature to find some good stuff in there. Since the upgrade of Unity, we had to use the new GUI system to keep up to date and also to do the things we want to. One of the things Michael added is a pause menu, and it's only a small beginning, and of course it will have nice graphics in the future, but later on we can do things like pause the game, change your settings, save and load games. You know, the basic stuff. But it's important we work on it as well, and how simple it looks now, it will take a decent amount of time to do it right. So we've started and it will grow in the near future and over the videos we will show you. Same goes for the journal. It's now way nicer because it has a really decent background and it really fits in the atmosphere of the game, and it's slowly turning into a real element of the game and not a separated menu. Another thing Michael put a lot of effort in is the fact that it doesn't stretch anymore. In previous versions of the game it would stretch along the size of your window and the ratio would go everywhere, and now the ratio of the diary will at least stay the same. It will stay in place and it will not be stretched in weird ways anymore. So overall the journal part now looks way more professional and looks way more decent. So we're pretty glad we fixed this so far. Talking about effort. In the beginning of the game you won't have the lantern, so we made a little candle, but because we're ambitious we like to make the best out of this project. We created a very nice candle, so we made a separated model, we used the subsurface scattering shader we showed in the previous video with the candles, and now it looks like this. It has an animated flame, you see some candle wax dripping off the sides. It really adds to the experience of not having electricity, but instead you have the warm light of a candle glowing in the dark. But even that was not good enough for us, because we wanted to make the candle a little bit more interactive. So, as you can see, we made the flame of the candle respond to your movements. This little flame is nothing more than a rectangle, but it has a very smart script behind it. And it's made possible with the help of our very good friend Bjorn, who is an elite programmer with more than 30 years of experience. If things get really complex, he helps us out now and then. So if you see this, thanks again, man. So the flame will move to the left if you go to the right and the other way around, but also in other directions. And it might not look like much, but this little flame has 62 animations. It's just to give you guys the feeling you're holding a real candle. Oh, of course, we are aware it's not perfect, but it's a version 1 of this element of the game and it will do for now. It kinda gives you the feeling of holding a real candle for at least a bit. And besides that, it really makes every screenshot of or footage recognizable. You will see right away, like, hey, that's Beyond the Darkness, isn't it? But of course, that's enough about the flame. Let's move on to the next update. We also worked on some animations for the candle. We tweaked the animations for the ring and for the journal, and we made everything just a little bit quicker, which gives the controls a little bit more flow. Because especially for the ring, you do a quick check and that's it. It's all to make things a little bit more pretty and nice, but also not to bother the player with long animations. It gets annoying after a while, so that's also fixed, and we thought it might be better for the gameplay. Alright, off to the next update. We worked on the drawers several times, and lots of small things have changed over the years. But now it's almost ready, and it was time to fix one of the biggest problems with the drawers. They're all empty. And we can't just put 200 separated models in the drawers because it would become a giant mess. And besides that, we had to make new models anyway, so let's do it right this time. So we made little sets, like some books or paper scrolls with an envelope and an ink and quill. Cool things. And to be fair, you don't really see a lot of them because it's all in the dark and they're all small models, but they still have a decent level of detail. And the items are realistic in the way that those might be in a drawer in that period of time. We have, for example, a set for sealing letters. We have the red wax candle, we got the knife to cut little chunks and melt them over a fire in this spoon-shaped tool, and also you can seal your letter with the special stamp of the Blackwell family. It's all made in detail with the life of the characters in mind, because they would use these kind of things in that kind of room, in this kind of place. So everything is based on real tools and real objects that were popular or were used in that time period. So it's not just filling, it's also, it kind of makes sense, and that's what we're going for. Some of you guys may have noticed that the hallway looks a little bit different when you walk through it. And that's because we've updated the doors a little bit. They look a little bit less overdone than before, and because of that they now really blend in with the rest of the environment. And they also have a normal map, so yeah, it works well with the lighting. And the same goes for the light of the candle. It now has dynamic shadows. You can see it, for example, when you open a door. It casts a shadow that will change when the position of the door will change according to the light source. Another small thing we changed is the sound of the door, which is now a little bit more subtle and a little bit shorter. And the same goes for clicking on the door. These are all minor things and they're all very, very little and small on their own, but eventually it will add up to the whole look and feel of the game. Because quality is also in the details, and it will, especially with sound, it will really help to enrich the atmosphere. Of course, we spent some time on bug fixes, but we cannot really show that because, yeah, there were bugs, they're fixed now and they're gone. So, yeah, bug fixing is really just spending time and a lot of time on things we cannot show you. But, yeah, all the minor things we had to patch up, but we're glad it's now fixed and it makes the game a little bit more professional. Besides the bug fixes, of course we did also triggers, but we cannot show you anything of the triggers because, well, that would spoil the game for you. The only thing we can say is that you can watch Let's Play and see different things when you play the game. But for us, that means we had to do all different varieties and make all different animations, effects and everything that comes with it. It took some time, but it's done now and we're really happy with the results. We talked a little bit about sound effects, but some time ago we had animations to pick up items. But for some reason, well, we got rid of them. They didn't really look the way we wanted, and there are lots of elements that need to be tracked to make this look right. And therefore we just decided to remove the animations and go for the quick gameplay, the same as the ring and the journal. I can't show you everything, but here's an example of using the pills and picking up new ones. So instead of spending too much time on the animation, which was not really going the way we wanted to, we just spend our time to make good, decent, quality sound effects that really fits the object or the item you would use or pick up. And it's not just for the items. We also added some sound effects on the drawers. And not one, but several. So when you open a lot of drawers, you won't hear the same sound effect over and over again. It's a little bit more variety, and so goes for the big boxes or the small boxes. And besides the sound effect, they're all filled now with stuff. Well, not useful stuff, but at least they're not all empty anymore. More sounds we also made for the curios. And for the clocks. And for the sounds, that's about it. Of course, we spent most of the time on the candle and fixing problems, but for the next video we can show you a glimpse of level 2. And I can assure you, it will not be several months before the next video will come out, because we have already started the concept of this level. But more of that in the near future. Of course, we hope to see you all back in the next video. If you have any questions or just want to share things, please put them in the comment section below and we will be happy to reply or answer every question or comment you post. Thanks for watching and thank you for supporting Beyond the Darkness. The next video will be here soon, but until then...